Hello and welcome to Trading Made Easy right here on YouTube. I am certainly glad that you found yourself here and happy Friday. Today is Recap Friday where we recap the week. This day I am going to share with you how I was able to capture well over 350 pips this week using simple price behavior. Price behavior, different from price action. Price behavior. This involves understanding how price move, and I'm going to show you that one simple free tool that has helped me to see the behavior of price and capitalize on that behavior. So if you all are ready, let's get started. So for those of you that's new to the channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me just make sure you're in the right room. I teach simple, easy trading methods that will allow you to get a minimum of 20 to 25 pips consistently. I do that with market structure and market structure alone. You're not going to see a whole lot of busyness on my chart. I'm a technical trader on a very, very simplified level, like honestly very simplified level. So you're going to see me utilizing simple, easy trading methods. You're going to see me utilizing methods that's common sense. Some ways may say it's too easy, so it can't be true. So what I would advise everyone to do, everything that I show you, go back and back test it for yourself, because that is the only way I knew it was to be what it is. I backtest, and I am a very strong, avid backtester. That's where the confidence come from, not from me within my own self, but from what price has been showing me over the years. So I encourage you to do the same. So today, let's go ahead on and get started. Hit that subscribe button if you believe that you can learn something here so that you can stay in the loop and be a part of the Trading Made Easy family, because we're truly doing this on the easy way. Alrighty, so what you're looking at is the week. I'm sorry, I'm on the hour. So basically what I do is I identify these zones. This is my 4-hour high, my 4-hour low, then my daily. Let me back up. I'm rushing. Please forgive me. This is my weekly. Please forgive me. This is my weekly high and my weekly low. And here is my daily high and my daily low. I just simply went to those time frames and I identified where price stopped and turned around. That's all I did, right? So I have my zones. This is very critical because these are key levels where rejection at these price points is very, very high. So that's very key. Can you do this on a lower time frame? Absolutely, you can. However, you're going to have more misfires as you get lower on the lower time frame. So I work with these time frames because it's very, very strong. So that's what you see here. So this is what's identified. This is what's identified. Now, what I simply do based on price behavior, let me just say, price repeats itself. This is critical. This is critical. Price repeats itself. What happens on the left side is repeated on the right side in the opposite direction. What I'm sharing with you is the catalyst for your consistency. When you understand price behavior, now you're able to position yourself for higher probabilities of a winning trade based on that behavior. Okay? Price repeats itself. Now, how do you know that? Backtest. There's no way around it. And oftentimes traders, they run with a mentor and what they're saying, a coach and what they're saying. And to a degree, I don't agree with that. I don't want you to just follow what I'm saying. I don't want you to just say, oh, because Janice with Trader Made Easy said it, so that's it. I'm going to trade just like that. No, you have to back test for yourself. So what I'm sharing with you, My hope is that you take what I'm sharing with you and you go test it. Because once you're convinced, there's nothing anyone can ever tell you that will suggest to you that what you're seeing, what you've seen over and over again is not true. It's not accurate. So backtest for yourself so that you can solidify the confidence that you need in order to take these trades. Okay, off the soapbox. Alrighty. So simple, simple, simple. Now, though we understand that price repeats itself and we backtest and we see this happening over and over again, you never want to execute a trade simply on one factor. You want to have multiple confirmations that's saying the same thing at the same time. That is very, very important. Okay. And so with that being said, what I do, what I teach is these key point areas. And you can see for yourself what happens when price hits this. It fell, right? When price reached my daily, we had a reaction. But I want you to check this out because like I said, as you get lower in the time frame, you have more misfires, right? Your entry needs to be tighter, which I can teach you all of that. But you want to put yourself in the highest probability of profiting, right? But as you drop down to the lower time frame, you see where price will respond to the time frame, but you're going to have um, um, instances where price will break structure a little more frequently. Now, if when price breaks structure in the opposite direction of your position, you're in drawdown. And the goal is to minimize that as much as possible, right? So again, that's why I use these areas. But for the daily, as you can see, price, we always read the candles from the left to the right. From the left to the right. So when price came up in here, we broke structure. We came back and retest, but we definitely see a hunt right here before price came right back up. Now, when price came back up to the daily high here, what happened? It broke. So if you were looking for a sale at this area, you would have been in drawdown until price came back down. So it does react and respond within the zones, but oftentimes you're going to certainly have some drawdown, and that drawdown can certainly be enough to stop you out. So I minimize that by utilizing these key areas. And again, I'll show you entry techniques that will help you to minimize this drawdown. Okay, unfortunately, that's not this video, but subscribe to the channel. And when I do my entry videos, I will certainly break that down. So today, I'm just showing you a simple tool that I use to confirm to me price behavior, and I positioned myself for the trade. Okay, so because remember I said what happens on the left is repeated on the right in the opposite direction. So let's take this move right here, right? And we take the move from key levels. We take the move from key levels. So in other words, this move right here is what I'm going to focus on right now. But if price was in here, I would not, right? I can always look left and see where it started, and I can take it from that point. But then when I position myself, I am positioning myself for profit at the key levels. That's key. Focus on the key levels. I guess that's my point, right? Focus on the key level. So I simply take my bar and I am going to clone this move. That's it. I'm going to clone this move. And I like mine to be in a bar. So let me do my bars. Okay, so I'm sorry, let me go in and I am going to flip this, because remember, what happens on the left side is repeated on the right side in the opposite direction. So I need to flip it, right? So I'm going to flip that, and then I'm going to move it right at the point of this weekly rejection. Okay, so price, this move right here, it came up, it stopped. and did what? It turned around. So now I'm going to clone this move here. I'm going to flip it because now I'm going in the opposite direction, and I'm going to place it at that weekly high. That weekly high where price has rejected. And we just going to adjust it back down. This is the opposite move from this move here. We were bullish here. We came to a point of rejection. I cloned it. Now we're at a resistance area, and we're going to take it down. Down where? To where the move began. Simple. Please rewind this piece right here and get it in your psyche. That's all we're doing. Now you're in the position because you know, based on your back testing, based on previous trends, patterns, and consistency, that price repeats itself. There's nothing new under the sun, even in Forex. This is golden, my friend, and this will set you up for success every single time. Now that we have see, because none of this, would not have seen any of this, right? And of course, we would have put our alerts so you're not sitting here monitoring the charts, letting your life just go by. We set the alerts at the key level. And when we get alerted, we come back and then we get in position. So now we have our move. Now that we have the move, we're not rattled and stressed out because we're going to have pullbacks. That's just the nature of the game. You're going to have pullbacks, right? But because of price behavior, previous price behavior, we identify the pullbacks. We know in this area here is going to be a pullback, right? Now, one thing I do want to stress as well, though we clone the opposite move, it's not identical in volume. It's only identical in direction. Keep that in mind. It's not identical in volume because you're not going to have the same volume as in the candles that you've had previously. What you will have, though, is the same direction, the move. So the move going down can be shorter. It can be shorter, it can be longer, but it's in the same direction. It's longer or shorter as it continued to go down in this case, right? So in here, you see we had some consolidation, and in here we have some consolidation, right? And then after we came out of this consolidation, we moved up, we pushed up, right? And then we rejected in this area and came back down to retest the high. We have consolidation on this side as well, right? We pushed up into this area right here and we rejected and came down. So the same behavior is happening, but not the same volume. And that's okay. Now, the benefit to us is that we're able to identify those potential pullbacks. So what can you do with that information, my friend? This is golden. You can set yourself up for another entry, right? Or you can just let it ride confidently, right? Until we get back to this key level of support. Now, had you done that, let's just assume you got your checklist and you're following the trading plan, which you can find when you subscribe and become part of the Trading Made Easy family and community, right? You've done all of those things. Now, what we're looking at from that high to the support level on the daily is 210 pips. 210 pips right off the bat. Price did not, from this entry, price did not come back up here. Yes, we had pullbacks and playing around, but had you gotten in appropriately in this region, right, you would have still been in the positive, period. And this is the tool, a very simple, easy, free tool, guys. And I want you to play this back, get comfortable with it, do your due diligence. It's Friday. Go ahead and backtest this. It will be well worth it for you in the coming weeks. So that's one example. And that's all I did this week. And I was able to capitalize on over 350 pips. So let's look again. Let's look again. And you can take the larger move, if you will. So like in this area here, right? Now, I would be focusing on my key levels. I want it from my key levels because this is where I play in between the key levels for more assurance. For more assurance. Okay, so we have this move up, right? Where are my bars? Okay, from my key level. I just like my key level. I just like my key level. Okay. So we have our clone and I'm going to flip it. I'm going to flip it. Why? Because the move is repeated in the opposite direction right here, right there. Okay. So as you can see, had I started here, I would have been able, let's move this to catch this wick. It repeats itself. It repeats itself in the same move. I could have capitalized on even more with this wick, right? But I took it to the daily. So you can work the key levels. It's perfectly okay. Work the key levels. Okay, let me give you another example. So now we have this bearish move, right? We have this bearish move here. Let's say I come to the market. Let's see what time it is. That's 2 a.m. And yeah, hey, a lot of these moves happen when you sleep. A lot of these moves happen also in the New York session as well. But for purposes of our training, let's clone this area. Key level. Let's clone her. Let's clone her. And then let's flip her around. And then when price comes and get my alert at the key level right here, I come to the market, right? I come to the market and guess what? I position myself for the trade and somewhere around in here, right? But guess what? I would have certainly had my pips at this point right here because I focus on the key level. So I would have gotten out somewhere around in this area. How many pips was that be? I got my alert. So that's approximately 159 pips. Why? Because we understand that price repeats itself. That's the nature of price movement. And we're able to capitalize that. Now, we always have rules around everything that we do. You never want to get in a trade half cocked, right? So when you get your alert, now we pull in our confirmations. We need confirmations that price is going to continue in that direction. So if it was here, then I would have been looking at my MACD because I'm looking at a potential sell. So I need to see my signal line curving down into my area, my bearish area. Simple as that. Then I break out my moving average. I use the 13 and the 62. So I would have needed to break that out in the area. And I want to see this cross, the golden cross. This is the golden cross. And so now that's telling me that we have selling pressure. So I'm confident in getting in the trade. When I look at price behavior, price repeats itself. That's very strong. My MACD is saying, yep, it's repeating in that direction. My moving averages are saying, yes, it's repeating in that direction. Okay. So simple. Sometimes I break out my fib as well, right? So let me show you what I do on the fib. And then we're going to look really quickly at what's setting up for next week. So I like to bring on my indicators and take them off because I really want a clear chart as much as possible. That works for me. So swing high. Now we would not have seen this. So I'm going to take my swing low to my swing high. Basically from my low here to my high here. Right? So prices come in and reject it in this area. So I'm looking at the key area right here. I'm at my 23, right? So I can wait for price to do what? Break the trend line. Break the trend line. Break the 23. That's what I will be looking for because I know if I'm looking for a sell, price is going to be between my 182 and my 23. And if I was looking for a buy, in the beginning of the move. Now, price is going to be right at the base of my fib to what? To that 786. I already know price is going to be somewhere around there. So I'm looking for a break. Once I get that break, which in this case, guys, I hope that you're getting this. Repeat, just watch this over and over because it's game changer. Once price broke like it did here, I got my first clone line. Guess what? I'm in the trade. I'm in the trade. So that was 4 strong confirmations that said price is bearish, is rejecting off of that daily, and it's going to be moving down. And I just write it down to this point here. Right? So how many 25 pips could you have gotten out of that? Now, as far as 25 pips go, that is the base. That is the base. Get your 25, lock it in. When we get typically around, for me, around that 40, 35 to 40 pip time frame, I like to go ahead and lock that in. Lock that in so that you walk away in positive profits no matter what. So I got into the trade on this week, which was the 22nd, somewhere around in here. Somewhere around in here, I got into the trade and I wrote this up. Well, how did I know price was going to go up here to my key level? I looked at the previous key level where price rejected. That's it, my friend. And I cloned it. I cloned it. And then I flipped it. And then I moved it. Where did I move it? Right there. Right? So I was in here. And I took this trade. I actually did have just a little drawdown, but because of price behavior, a new price was going to come back up here and test. I added my additional confirmations as well. I'm not a magician. I don't have a crystal ball. Sometimes I sound overly confident and I don't want to give anyone any false hopes. I use all of my confirmations. That's how I was just confident in it, right? And so when I looked here, look at my MACD in relation to this entry. I am in my bullish area. I'm in buyer zone. So that's a confirmation for a buy, right? Then I broke out my moving averages. Okay? I broke my moving averages out. And I'm right this area right in here. And where is price? We got our cross and price is above that 13. Another bullish confirmation, right? So that's that. Let me take this off so I can keep it clear. My mind works so much better when it's clear. Now I'm going to break out my fib, right? So I'm going to break my fib out and I am going to go from this swing high to this swing low. Why? Because I'm bullish. I don't know this is happening yet. I'm over in here, right? So I break that out. Swing high, swing low. Let me bring it over though, right? So I'm in here. This is where I'm at. And price is at the 38. So we're on the opposite side. We're on the upside of the trend. That's my confirmation right there. Really. And then we're at the 38. We've already broken the first level on the fib. That's what I'm looking for. Another confirmation for bullish movement. And I took the trade. Simple as that. And I rolled that up. And that was about 100 and some odd 40-ish or something like that. 130, 140, something like that. 146. There you go. And I dropped 2 positions. So I was already over 300 at that point. And then I got out. It's that simple. I've already identified where I'm getting out. I got out, right? And again, having a daily checklist and following the trading plan. Subscribe to the channel, guys, so that you can get access, because you will, those that subscribe to the Trading Made Easy community, you're going to have access to all of that. Now, subscribe to the channel so that you can get your training, your free training. But in the community, there is additional resources. Some are free. You're going to get a lot of free training there as well, more in-depth training, and then there's paid services there also. Okay, full transparency. All right, so it came back to my 4 hour. I keep saying 4 hour. This is the weekly. It came back to my weekly. Now, because it's a weekly, it's strong, guys. It's strong. The rejection probability is much higher. It's much higher. So now I have a clone here. So now this move has happened, and I simply take my clone, my bars. I clone my move. I go in. I flip it because now it's the opposite direction, right? And then I do what? I place it at the beginning of the rejection area on the weekly. And this is the move back down. And I took that move back down to my daily. Why? Because we had a lot of rejection in here, a lot of support in here. So I took it down to here. Use the left side because all of the answers are over here. And for this position, I capitalized very nicely from this position as well. And it was roughly, if that move, take that move right, well, I know I got out on my daily. So that was another 99, 199, 200 pips right there. Now, again, follow your confirmations. Okay, so let's take a look. So right in here, right, is that move. Let's put the fib on first. So we go swing low, swing high. Right. Remember, we didn't see any of that. The alert came around in here. Right. So we're at that 23. Right. We're at that 23. I want to see my signal line is curving down and is broken away from my histogram. That's bearish, bearish, what you call pressure. Right. So we got that there. We definitely have that there. Now, you can also look at this area here is when price broke the trend line. Okay. I didn't wait for that. Because I know I got in right in here. I wanted it to break my 23 and come back and retest the low. So you can play with, different things within your tools to give you, as long as it's saying the same thing at the same time. That is the key. So then let's go ahead here. Okay. So right in here, we broke that 13. Okay. And we retested the low of the 13. So price rolled in here. I was confident enough to go ahead on and take the trade. And I took it. Yeah. And I took it. So you can play around with those things as well, as long as you see confluence in the direction that you're going in. That is the name of the game. So moving into next week, what are we looking at? Right? So now we have this move down here. So let's just go in and I can just flip this the other way. Well, it's already flipped, so I have to do it over. I don't want to make sure. So we have our bar pattern, right? Bar pattern from the weekly high down to my daily support. Why the daily support? Because of the rejection that is taking place there. Then I'm going to flip this because next week we can potentially, I say potential because everything needs to match, right? We can potentially see this move right here. So I'm going to leave that there. It is Friday. I'm not trading. So this is where I leave the market. And we're going to leave that right here and we'll follow price. And when we open, as long as all the confirmations are saying the same thing, then we take the trade. What is the potential pip count there? The potential pip back to my weekly is 206. If I took it to my daily resistance, is 86 pips, right? So you decide, but this is where you're certainly going to get a rejection. You're going to get a rejection, and look at how price is. It came up to this area, pulled back in the same area of the rejection, right? So you can expect to see that. But when you get in at the right time, it's just a pullback. You're still in profit, right? So hopefully this has helped. Hopefully you all will replay, and back test, and certainly begin to start trading easy. I'll see you guys next week.